get to because he's throwing deep down the field on his second play, and he overthrows. Now, Kelly, you thought Colin McGregor was a long shot Saturday. Daniel Parr might have had longer odds to start the season as the number one quarterback here.
Yeah, it's a flashback. Daniel Parr competed for the starting job a year ago and didn't make it against Jason Driscoll, and he was actually practicing on the opposite field early in camp.
Going deep again and missed the receiver out of bounds, but there is a flag down. We may have an offsides against the Naval Academy.
We'll see what this call is early.
Number 11 to the defense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
But Daniel Parr caught the attention of the coaching staff. Of Last Chance U got nicked up a little bit. All of a sudden, Parr got a little time in front of the coaches, and they liked what he presented, and he took full advantage of it. And lo and behold, he gets his first start on opening night here today.
We have Juan Haley, a defensive back who's being helped off the field, walking very slowly. And he has a long walk to make from the FAU side all the way over to the midshipman side. So FAU, Kelly, has come out, thrown the ball 3 times. They're playing this Baylor-style attack with Kendall Briles, the son of the former Baylor coach, Art Briles. He's brought that Baylor mentality and that Baylor approach, and most importantly, perhaps of all, he's the one calling the plays.
Yeah, and we'll see how long that lasts, because one of the most gifted play callers in college football has been Lane Kiffin the last several years, but it's this jet fuel style that Kendall Briles, as you see on the screen, gets to call the play for starting here this evening.
Second down, about 4 here for the Owls. This will be Singletary again, and he will be brought down for a loss of a yard. Micah Thomas making his 28th straight start, number 44 in the white, led the parade of tacklers for the Naval Academy. And playing very quickly. This is what Briles wants and what Kiffin wants. And whoa, and a terrible snap. Parr inside his own 20 will take it down at about the 17-yard line. A significant loss. That's about 20 yards, maybe more than that. In fact, it will be more than that. Just a brutal snap and a terrible break for the Owls.
And Woods, the center, is a veteran guy. He's a fifth-year senior, and you're right, just got a little tight, air milled it right there. And those are the kind of mistakes early that Kendall Briles can't afford to have happen. Remember, they want to go fast, and to go fast, you have to execute, and that was a good example of not executing well.
Craig Scott makes the catch on the punt and cannot get by anyway for the defenders. The Owls cover it well. And the Naval Academy, though, will have excellent field position. That 22-yard loss ruining things for FAU on their opening drive. Now, speaking of new quarterbacks, kind of new quarterbacks in this case, Zach Abey is back. And you might think, oh, he's nervous. This is his, opening night start. No. His first start was the Army game. You don't get any bigger than that if you're a Navy quarterback.
Yeah, he went in the second half of the conference championship game against Temple. You're right, the first start against Army. And got better in the second. It worked very, very well. So Abey has had a really good offseason. And
of course, it's the triple off and offense. Hang tackle and pick and 9. Rashad number 7 among the two completely different. And this is actually a very difficult offense to prepare for.
So what Abey at the line of scrimmage, 80% of what they do has to be decided.
They stay with a dive play and get to the 47-yard line. So you're going to need 5 now on third down. That's high one more time again. The senior out of Oklahoma City.
And Navy is also time fourth down team. So when you're playing Navy defensively, you have to count on being on the field for 4 downs. They get to third and short, convert. If not, a lot of times they'll go fourth and short.
Especially on midfield and in, and they're hovering around midfield right now. Maybe he'll keep it. He'll get a first down and break free. There's no safety there. They'll run him down from behind, and he'll get down to around the 20-yard line. Inside of there, Smith may have saved a touchdown. He tried to swat the football out, and AB gets the big gain and a first down for the Middies.
This is actually a load option, and what happens is the fullback is going to loop to the outside and load up outside, so it's really just a keep for the quarterback or a pitch read for the quarterback, and AB makes a great early decision by choosing to keep the ball and get upfield right there.
AB may be changing the play here. Breaks one tackle. AB gets inside the 15 to the 14-yard line for a 3-yard gain. Second down and 7. Coming up again, gang tackling by this SU defense. Coordinated by Lane's brother, Chris Kiffin.
Yeah, and it's a young coaching staff for Florida Atlantic all the way around. And Chris Kiffin is a first-time defensive coordinator. And coming into this game, it's a hard way to begin your career as a defensive coordinator against this Navy triple option. But it's the precision in which Navy executes this scheme that is so difficult to handle.
And you see FAU had a very difficult time in stopping the run last year. Straight ahead on the dive to the in between the 10 and 11-yard lines goes Joshua Walker, a senior from Decatur, Alabama. So, Kelly, you got third down and about 3.5 here.
And they have an offense that's tailor-made for the red zone. To close out efficiently in the red zone, Dave, a lot of times you have to run the football effectively. Well, that's their life. They run the football effectively. Third and manageable right here. And remember, fourth down with this team is always on the table. This might be the best closeout offense in the country by the way that they run their X's and O's offensively.
They're going to go this time to the left to pitch out to get some good blocks. Spins to the 7, and that's very close to the first down. Daryl Bonner, co-captain for this Navy side, and he did indeed spin and just get enough for the first down. Barnwell, the 5th, in there on the stop for FAU.
So many times, Dave, what we're going to see is a fake to the fullback. He's the dive player. If the quarterback doesn't like it, he comes outside, either a pitch or a keep for himself. And then they mix it up because they know the defense is also going to mix up those targeted guys that, in this case, Zach Abey is trying to option off of.
Staying on the ground, Abey, he got hit and dumped at the 5-yard line. That's a 1-yard pickup, second down and goal. Aziz Alshire, a junior from Tampa, in there. So he had two completely different approaches. All FAU did primarily was throw the ball on their drive, and that blew up with a mistake. Here, Navy has done everything on the ground.
Yeah, throw the ball and go fast is what Kendall Browse wants to do for Florida Atlantic tonight. Navy is not that. They're going to go slower, they're going to be more methodical, and they're going to run the ball a ton.
Pitch out. They're trying to get to the corner. Cut back in near the end zone. And it's a touchdown for the Middies. Trey Walker, the junior from Buell, Alabama, has put Navy on the board.
And Dave, the play on this drive was the load option versus the triple option. The only thing that means is the fullback, instead of taking a dive fake, he's the other kicker.
Scoring on for the PAT, kicker for the academy last year. And the Naval Academy, first time they get the football in our field, 8 plays, 58 yards, all on the ground in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. This is as usual in the nation.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. And the DQ Blizzard. Now buy one Blizzard and get another for just 99 cents.
Sights and sounds both familiar and different for Lane Kiffin. Certainly a veteran of coaching. He played at Fresno State, although David Carr was ahead of him as the quarterback position. So didn't see a lot
Lane
of the
couldn't
field.
beat him out?
No.
Come on.
I know.
You got to get yourself together.
But now the head man again. But this time he listened to his dad, Monty Kiffin, who is here tonight and is kind of, to use a term from The Godfather, a consigliere for the two sons, who said, whatever you do, don't follow a legend. Well, Lane did that twice.
Didn't work so well.
No, so this time he's taking on a different task and a tougher one. Here's White on the kickoff, well covered by Navy. And we were told one thing, this Navy team covers kickoffs as well as anybody in the nation. All right, so Lane Kiffin, let's take a look at the FAU offseason. Lane Kiffin was hired in December of 2016 on the 13th. And that's a splashy hire, no question. He brings in Kendall Briles, and that did ruffle a few feathers, and we'll talk about that over time because of his association with Baylor. He was the offensive coordinator in 2017. There are 37 newcomers and transfers from all over the college football map, as you see there, including, of course, the now famed Netflix series Last Chance U. Some of those young men are actually, two of them will see the field tonight at some point. Parr in for his second series. Fires low. And it's incomplete. So in addition to adjusting to an almost completely new coaching staff with just one holdover, you have an incredible amount of new faces. On 2nd and 10, FAU. And a receiver never turned around to see the ball. That was DeAndre Mitchell, one of those transfers we talked about.
Yeah, and this is the hard part. To me, the ultimate game of chemistry is football. And I think with all of the new faces, you're going to see missteps like that because they are learning new schemes, coaches are learning players, and you're going to see missteps like we just saw right there.
Parr under pressure. This time Mitchell will make the catch. Mitchell's got some room to run, and he'll get outside the 30 to 31-yard line, and there is an FAU first down.
So one of the secondary things is about communication, and right now Florida Atlantic had a positive play. So they want to go as fast as they can. Snap the ball 15 to 18 seconds after the previous play has ended.
Swing pass. And Navy runs out of boundary. No gain at that time. They get it.
In the page is going to be probably a mid-season type of goal.
Well, there's a 37-yard line.
And what Lane wants here is what he did at Baylor. And a jet fuel type offense. As fast as we can, spread them out. And our guys out in space need to win.
Little play action fake step. Receiver hangs in there. And a great catch. The 43-yard. And that's a first down.
They want to go possible, but they execute. Now
certainly are. Inside the 32-yard line is Harrison Bryant, the sophomore from Gray, Georgia. At 25-yard there, a gain of 6. Willie Wright, a very promising freshman from Jacksonville, very fast. And looks like they are lining up. And look at there.
And there are a lot of spread offense. Is further than Baylor did, and now Kenny Mouse is here.
On the end zone, and flags are. Elijah that time against Pico Harrison, and we're going to get a penalty here, pass interference against the Academy.
There are 2 fouls on the play, holding number 58 of the offense, pass interference number 14 of the defense. Set.
So the hold by Reggie Bain, who's a returning player, we'll get into his story just a little bit later on with Tiffany, nullifies the pass interference penalty.
And that was quintessential Baylor spread, and now FAU spread is get your alpha dog outside one-on-one and make him win. And that's what Harrison tried to do on that play.
Boy, another disastrous snap, and this time Singletary, the running back, winds up with it. That's going to be a loss back to the Navy 34-yard line, and now it's going to be 3rd down and a dozen.
And Navy plays an odd front, which simply means a lot of times there's someone right over the head of the center, in this case Woods, and that's the second errant snap we've seen here in this early going.
Good pocket here. They go underneath. And look at this. Bryant's got a ton of room. 20, 15, down to the 10 and inside of there. So Harrison Bryant had an acre of grass in front of him before Jared Ryan finally brought him down. There is a penalty marker down at the 12-yard line. That's a 25-yard gain.
Well, Lane Kiffin told us yesterday that tight end position is more based on a position of protection more than a receiver.
There's no foul on the play for holding. The result of the play will be 1st down.
So scrap the flag, and it's a 1st down for the Owls. Puts them in the red zone.
A very good job here of taking advantage of the man coverage. Harrison Bryant was the tight end, and he kind of runs a delay. Man coverage, it clears out. The tight end, who's more of a blocker, slips underneath. Well executed.
11th play of the drive. Parr, quick throw, too high, incomplete. Stops the clock with 5:39 to go in this opening quarter.
That's pretty good pressure right there, Dave, by Tyler Sales from his defensive end position.
And for one of the few times, the Owls now do what's known as check with me, where they line up, then get the play call. Another little bit of a high snap. Parr's going to hang on to this, and he'll get down to the 6, a gain of 3. So 3rd down and goal for FAU.
So you're going to see that a lot. Is sometimes they will go fast, other times they'll come to the line, they will stop, and they will turn and look, as they are going to on this particular play. But it's the presence or the show of being able to go fast. You don't always have to go fast in order to have the right effect on the defense.
Parr swings it out towards Singletary, over the defender. Singletary to the 5, make one move, but Navy is all over. Wow, that was terrific coverage by the midshipman defense. Gang tackling by the Naval Academy there to prevent anything happening there, led by Merchant, and Jerry Thompson was in there, number 11 as well. So FAU's drive stalls, and they will bring out Greg Joseph, their experienced. Ryan Rickle, the punter, is the holder. Joseph is true. The Owls are on the board with 4:14 remaining. They counter. Navy had a beautiful first drive, the first time they had the football, and they'll get it back.
Harrison Bryant is the one that had the big play on this drive. He's going to delay and go into the middle of the field. But in the end, Navy bows their back. Great deep team defense. Play. Great team defense down in the red zone in particular.
14. Jeremiah Tellini, who played last at Pitt in one of those many transfers that we will talk about throughout the night, in there on the stop.
And third and extremely short is a prototypical drive for Navy. Convert, grind it out, and repeat. That's what Navy does offensively.
First passing attempt here for AB. Down the middle of the field and almost caught. Incomplete at the 24-yard line. Almost grabbed by Brandon Colon, a senior from Brownsville, Texas. So it now is going to be fourth down. Less than a yard to go, and I don't see a punting team come out.
No, I think that play was called because at worst you're fourth and short. And the play action pass, the first time we've seen it today, Cologne down deep on the corner.
Straight ahead, that's first down. Simplest play in football. Quarterback sneak. He had to get to the 40. He gets outside the 40-yard line, and the chains will move.
So that's a play where Ken Niumatalolo, as the head coach, probably influences the play call, because he will tell Ivan Jasper, if we don't get it here, we're going to go for it on fourth anyway, so take a shot. And that's exactly what Nick did on the post to Cologne. They convert on fourth and short.
Stephen Leggett, junior from Belgrade, Florida, on the state's west coast, is shaken up. Side here with the Academy leading Owls, Navy 7, FAU 3.